Since the guilty verdict was handed down in the divisive Elor Azaria case, hundreds of protesters and activists have hit the streets both in favor and against the judgment. A majority of Israelis polled, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, however, are calling for the Israeli Defense Forces to give Sergeant Azaria a pardon. Here to enlighten us a little more on the subject is Israeli attorney and Israeli advocate Sharon Nahari. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So, legally speaking, what needs to happen for Azaria to be pardoned?
First of all, we need to wait till the end of the trial. The judges need to give a verdict, a final verdict, which means how much will be the punishment if they give him years or give him months or whatever. And we need to wait to see the final verdict. After the verdict, they can request a pardon from the Prime Minister, and it will take some time for the answers. But till then, they can make also appeal to the higher court, to the Court of Appeal, and to wait for the answer. After the answer, they can also wait for the pardon answer from the Prime Minister, but it will take time.
This is from the Prime Minister or the President?
It's going through the army to the President.
Understood. Okay. Now, my question for you is, how common does this take place often? How many pardons do we typically see take place on a yearly basis? Do you know? Is there a number?
No.
So it very much varies case to case. Now, this is a very politically charged case. Do you think that politics or Israel's, image abroad factored into the guilty verdict in any way?
We saw at the middle of the trial many doubts, many politicals interfere in the middle of the trials. Each of them say what they think about the trial, which I personally think it's wrong. I think judges are human beings, they are blood and meat, and they can be influenced by the political arguments. And I think this is wrong. Lots of politicals say things on behalf of Elor Azaria and some of them against him. I think it is very dangerous to say what they want. They can say today after the decision. They didn't have to say it before. So actually, I think that the judges are very expert, and I don't think they really give a lot of weight for what the politicals say. I'm sure it's going in through the head somehow, of the judges, but I don't think really that in this case it's influenced the judges what the decision will be.
Why do you think that, so many politicians are not putting their trust in the judgment of this court?
Because they thought that when a kid, 18 years old kids almost, in the middle of the volcanic mountain in the Hebron, which is the tension is very high over there. And it was 10 months ago where a lot of suicide and a lot of terrorist attacks, and they thought that even though there is a bit of vagueness if the terrorist was moving or he's supposed to believe that he might have a bombing on his body, still, even though he shot him in the head after it was quiet and after the danger passed, still the judges need to be in favor of the defendant, of Elor Azaria, because in his mind and from his point of view, he believed that still the situation were dangerous. And it was a self-defense, actually, not for him, for all of them. We need to remember that according to the rules of MADA, the Magen David, which is the rule of the government, you're not allowed to go into the terrorist, even though he stay on the floor and is not moving, till you're sure for 100% that he doesn't have any weapon or bomb on him. So they take him into advance before, even though they don't know for sure. This is the rule. Don't go to him, don't give him medical assistance till you're sure. This is the assumption. So this gives a bit of a question that if this is the rule of Magen David Adom, so how come an 18 years old soldier that was under tension and it was very, very mess on this specific case, how can he trust 100% that the soldiers that he will stop, the terrorist, he will not have a terror against the other people when he bomb himself. So that's why I think that this point of view will not emphasize enough in the verdict.
Now, my question for you is, we're seeing these polls come out that say 67% of the Israeli public is supporting a pardon of Elor Azaria, but will that have any influence? Will the public voice have any influence on the outcome of what takes place, in your opinion?
We already know the outcome, and it didn't help. But now I've seen even double support. What we see on the street, what we see on the TV, on the Facebook.
Right, but could that actually lead to a pardon taking place? Have we seen any cases like that in the past?
I think that for court, no, but for pardon, it's something else. Maybe for the pardon, because the pardon is a kind of what considered the president is the public opinion as well. So this can be for sure a help for the president. I mean, the public support or not support is very important for the pardon.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Thank you very much.